heart beats just a little faster right now, doesn't it? As they stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing can make.
I didn't get the decision that I wanted, but everybody know that I can really fight. And come Saturday night, I'm gonna show that.
Give it up for my guy, Chris Colbert. Give it up for prime time. Block by the Coast Coast. This is your boy Shotty Goes. Keep your hands up, keep your chin tucked. Hope y'all having a blessed day today. And today I will be talking about the Colbert and Valenzuela fight really quickly, because let's be honest, nobody really else is talking about the fight. But I do feel like this is going to be an underrated fight. To start off with, y'all do know me. Y'all know I like Chris Colbert, but I have to keep it unbiased as possible. Now, what's important about this fight is that both of these fighters are coming off losses. You have Valenzuela, who came off a loss against Dos Santos, and you have Chris Colbert, who came off a loss against Hector Garcia. Chris Colbert is also going to be moving up from 130 to 135. This is his first fight at 135, and it's against a dangerous opponent. Valenzuela had a lot of hype going into his last fight prior to his loss. He was in Benavidez camp, who was undefeated, and you had athletes like Damian Lillard, who was a boxing fan, who thought that Rayo was going to be the next best thing at 135. Now, losses aside, let's take a look at the styles. Now, stylistically, on paper, this should be a good fight. Let me explain why. Chris Colbert, like I said, he's going to be moving up from 130 to 135. Valenzuela, he loads up on a lot of shots. I feel like he loads up too much on his shots. He sits down on almost every single punch. He has very good accuracy and is a very good body puncher. I just feel like his timing is off. On the other hand, you have Chris Colbert, who's very fast, has a good jab, and could sometimes throw even 2, 3, sometimes even 4 punch combinations. The problem with Chris Colbert is he seems to get complacent somewhere in the middle of the fight. It's almost like he's playing with his food. He starts leaning on the ropes, he starts showboating and doing all these things. It's one of the things I don't like about Chris Colbert. Now, the fact that they're both coming off losses makes this fight very, very important, because you have Chris Colbert on one hand, who was embarrassed, literally retreated, rubbed boxing fans the wrong way, including myself, when he said after the fight, yes, I basically wanted to play it safe. Nobody wants to hear that in a boxing fight, you know what I'm saying? Now, Rayo, on the other hand, he was rocked a couple times. He even knocked Dos Santos down. He came back and knocked him down. The ref had to stop the fight because he was hurt. That boy was out on his feet. If you look at the way that they're coming off their losses and how they handled their losses, one might have to give the edge to Valenzuela. Why? Valenzuela took his loss like a man, didn't really say anything, didn't make any excuses. Chris Colbert, on the other hand, yes, after the fight, my guy went up and he hugged Hector. He said, thanks, you know, whatever, good fighter, this and that, and then went on the Boxing Voice, shout out to the Boxing Voice, and called him a bum. He said, yo, I had an off night. He was a bum. That'll never happen again. I'm back on prime time. If Chris Colbert has this same mindset, I feel like it's a very good possibility he's going to lose this fight. I do think that Chris Colbert has the ability to beat Valenzuela, because from what I've seen, I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can, I feel like he has more tools in the toolbox. Number one, the jab. I feel like Chris Colbert has a better jab than Valenzuela, hands down. When he's throwing it persistently, it's quick, it's effective, and it sets up his shots. I also feel like Chris Colbert sets up combinations better. Rayo does have a very, very good combination where he goes down to the body and follows it up to the head. The only problem is, just like I said, I feel like he's loading up on every shot. When it comes to defense, I feel like both fighters showed lack of defense in their last fight, but I still would have to give the edge to Chris Colbert. It's all going to come down to conditioning and heart, and based on that alone, I might have to give the edge to Valenzuela. See, the more that I look at it, this is a very underrated fight. Next to Joey, Spencer, and Ramos, this is a very good fight, and neither of these fighters can afford to lose Saturday night.